Hello everybody and welcome to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series BetMGM 400 and the 22nd race or 2005-2003 season is Hendrick Motorsports, who has locked out the front row with Jimmie Johnson and the Spring Vegas winner Kyle Busch, the rookie, here at his home racetrack, trying to sweep the season here at Vegas for the very first time as we're underway here in Las Vegas. As at the front of the field is Jimmie Johnson, and how about the 16 of Greg Biffle taking the lead right away on the inside lane. Biffle to the point here in Las Vegas. He will drive in the race lead, clearing Jimmie Johnson down the back stretch as he had a good push there from the 29 of Kevin Harvick. As they go into 3 and 4, it is still Greg Biffle leading, Johnson second. They battle it out for third behind him, but what a start of this race for Greg Biffle. He's going to lead the opening lap of racing here in Las Vegas. They continue to battle it out behind him. But this Las Vegas race, just to note for all of you who have been following the full season, is actually replacing the second Richmond race of the season, as we had all sorts of problems trying to simulate that one. So I decided to go to a track that we didn't have too much problems with earlier in the season. That was here in Las Vegas, where of course it was Kyle Busch leading a Busch brother 1-2 with his first career Cup victory. Trying to replicate that here today, but here comes the 48 of Jimmie Johnson, the man that dominated the spring races at the front once again, fighting for the lead here early in Las Vegas on lap number 3. Johnson on the inside of Biffle, Jeff Gordon, his teammate behind him. They continue to do battle at the front of this pack. Can Jimmie Johnson get by Greg Biffle for position and for the lead? They're still battling hard. Some good racing for the lead early in this race down the back stretch into 3 and 4. And Jimmie Johnson will continue to be side by side. What a run by Greg Biffle. He's going to hold off the 48, and Biffle will retain the lead here 4 laps into Vegas. Now into lap 7, Jeff Gordon in the 24. The push from his teammate has taken the lead, so now Jeff Gordon leading here at Las Vegas. Jimmie Johnson right there behind him in second as the 48 tries to find a way by Jeff Gordon's number 24 as Biffle hits Johnson with the crossover, as it continues to be the 24 leading, as Jimmie Johnson now trying to run away and escape with this victory. Johnson leading it here on lap number 11. Johnson pulling away from Jeff Gordon and Greg Biffle. So now to lap 16, Jimmie Johnson still leading this race. We hear out the 97 of Kurt Busch. Of course, Kyle's older brother. Kurt was in the mix fighting hard, his brother, for the win earlier this season. Ended up coming home just short in second place. Now trying to fight Jimmie Johnson for the race lead early in stage 1 here. It has been a very competitive race so far here in Las Vegas. Kurt Busch will take the lead away here at his home track in Las Vegas. Now in lap 24, Kyle Busch on the inside lane. The brotherly battle continues. Now the little brother, Kyle Busch, looking to take the lead away from his older brother, Kurt Busch, on the inside lane. Look out for Sterling Marlin, the slow lap car, making things really interesting. Who's going to block Kurt Busch, which opens the path wide open for Kyle Busch, who is your new leader here in Vegas. It is Rowdy Busch. And now we got a caution has come out, so we're going to get back underway here, lap 46. Only 20, well, actually it ended up being only 20 cars in the lead lap. There's a Hendrick front row once again. Kyle Busch on the inside, Jeff Gordon on the outside. Kurt Busch third, about Casey Mears in fourth. He won here in 2003, I believe. This was Casey Mears' first career Cup win, so far his only win up to this point, as Busch and Gordon continue to do battle for the lead. Behind them, you got Kenseth and Kurt Busch, but it's going to be Jeff Gordon taking the lead away from his rookie teammate of Kyle Busch here in Las Vegas as we go into lap 47. Jeff Gordon to the point here in Vegas leading this race. Busch still now. Kyle Busch takes the lead back on lap 54. Kyle Busch back out front with 22 to go in this stage. Now on lap 61, that's changed. It's Jeff Gordon out front, but here comes the 48 of Jimmie Johnson back on the inside. The 48 has found his way back to the front. I believe he led a good chunk of the first little stint of the race, and now Johnson trying to take the lead back from his Hendrick teammate of Gordon, with Kyle Busch looking there in third. All 3 Hendrick cars, well, 3 of the 400 cars. These 3 are, of course, by far the best of them, running 1, 2, 3. Brian Vickers is already multiple laps down and about to get put another lap down, as Gordon was able to hold off Jimmie Johnson there, but the 48 going to swing low into turn 1. Johnson giving the inside lane in turn 1. Another shot here in Vegas. This time it's going to stick, and it's going to work. Jimmie Johnson going to take the lead away with 11 to go in stage 1 in Vegas, passing his teammate of Jeff Gordon to take the point here in this opening stage, as Kyle Busch now trying to take advantage as well and drive into second. That 5 car has been an absolute rocket so far, as Johnson now look out, just dodges Ricky Rudd, but the 48 of Jimmie Johnson back out front late in stage 1 here in Vegas now. Last lap of stage 1 here in Las Vegas. Here comes Kyle Busch to the inside of Jimmy Johnson. The 5 of Busch, the rookie, trying to steal the stage win away from his veteran teammate of Jimmy Johnson, who's in his 4th full-time season of Cup Series competition. In the 40, looks like he'll hold off Kyle Busch. Busch just couldn't quite get the move to stick in turn 1, and now Jimmy Johnson heading into 3 and 4 for the final time of this opening stage of racing, looking like he's gonna get a stage win. Kyle Busch, one last shot at it, drives it in deep in 3 and 4, but it's just gonna run out of time. Jimmy Johnson wins stage 1 in Las Vegas. Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, 2nd and 3rd. That is Johnson's 6th stage win of the season. Greg Biffle in 4th. Mears rounds out the top 5. Then Kane, Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Bobby Hamilton Jr. your top 10. So that's 6 stage wins so far for Jimmy Johnson this season, continuing to improve upon his points leads. Look at the 5 of Kyle Busch. He got damaged on pit road at the end of the stage there. So here in stage 2, the 5 car, Kyle Busch is struggling a lap or 2 laps down off the pace. So alarming issues for the 5 team of Kyle Busch, who was looking so good like he was going to win that stage. Now with heavy damage off the pace. Jimmy Johnson continuing to dominate with a 20 of Tony Stewart, who is running inside the top 10 for most of the second stage. Has had a camshaft fail on his Home Depot Chevy, and that's going to knock Tony Stewart out of this race. And that will be the end for Tony Stewart tonight in Vegas, and that will cost him dearly in his fight for the regular season championship against Jimmy Johnson. And now a caution has come out, so we're going to restart here on that 160. Jimmy Johnson and Casey in the front row, but big trouble. Smoke everywhere. There's a huge wreck in turn 3 before we even go green. That's the 66 of Mike Garvey, who got turned head on to the outside wall by Brian Vickers. Those 2 drivers go crashing hard under caution, may I remind you. A wild turn of events here in Vegas brings out the caution, so we will not actually get this restart underway. It remains Kane and Johnson in the front row. Now we have a stack up back here. These guys trying to catch up to the front of the field as we go into turn 3 and 4. It is still Kane and Johnson in the front row, at least just trying to get back underway and get racing here in stage 2. As the stage only has a couple more laps left in it, 5-6 to go in the stage. You know, as they get underway, now they're going slow, because it looks like a caution has come right back out once again. So something gone awry. Another massive pile up down the backstretch. That was Sterling Marlin, Travis Quaffle. Let's look at Elliott Sadler here. The back of the back trying to catch up to the outside lane, and they just run. Quaffle just runs right into the back of Elliott Sadler. Huge stack up effect. Destroys Jeff Burton, Dave Blaney. And you see Jeremy Mayfield. Kevin Harvick went upside down. The 29 up and over here in Vegas. A hellacious crash as he got drilled by Jeremy Mayfield right into the back of Sterling Marlin. Denny Hamlin was involved. Just a huge crash. That's going to knock Kevin Harvick, who was a top 10 car all day, top 10 in stage 1, out of this race. Shame for the 29. Mayfield also out, a ton of guys out. But now it's Casey Kane in the 9 looking to win stage 2 as this is the last lap of the second stage of racing. And Kane's going to go through 3 and 4 here for the final time in stage number 2 and make that 2 consecutive weeks and races with a stage win, as Casey Kane will win stage 2 here in Las Vegas. Jimmy Johnson 2nd, Ryan Newman 3rd, 4th is Matt Kenseth, and running out the top 5 is going to be the 24 of Jeff Gordon, who is now just coming across the line. Carl Edwards is another 13 seconds behind him. Edwards now making his way through 3 and 4 for the final time to come home in 6th. Joe Nemechek is a lap down, as are Dave Blaney, Kurt Busch, and Casey Mears, who will end up 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. So Carl Edwards 6th in stage 2. Casey Kane, your stage 2 winner here in Las Vegas, stopping Jimmy Johnson from a stage sweep. Of course, you see all the cars out of the race now from the big Kevin Harvick crash, leaving us with 30 cars in the race right now. It is Ryan Newman who's going to lead that lap on the outside lane of Jimmy Johnson. How about this? Newman has been quietly inside the top 10 all day long. He's now snuck his way up to the front to battle for the race lead. And the victory for Ryan Newman, that didn't last long. That's about half a corner. And then Jimmy Johnson rockets right back into the race lead here on lap 171. 48 car to the lead in Las Vegas. Jimmy Johnson might just be unstoppable today. That 48 has been the fastest on the track all race long, continuing to show so. Just dominating now, pulling away here early in the final stage of racing. Now, caution has come out here on lap 208, so going to be when we go green. 59 laps to go in this race. It is Johnson and Casey Kane, and Kane going to beat Jimmy Johnson on the restart, going into turn 1 to try to have the advantage here to take this lead away and lock himself into that final playoff spot on points to lock himself in with the win, which gets us to 16 winners. We'll see. Of course, Kane came into today only 5 points above Mark Martin on the cut line on that playoff bubble. But here he is leading. He won stage 2, got good stage 1 stage points, is now leading in the final stage here in Las Vegas, trying to find his way to victory lane. Kasey Kahne leads the way. But a caution has come out on the racetrack because the 45 of Kyle Petty is heavily damaged. He got turned by Rusty Wallace. Just slammed Kyle Petty up into the outside wall. That would bring out the caution. So the 45, Kyle Petty's Dodge goes crashing. Brings out the caution just when you thought Kane was driving away with it. Kasey Kahne will now have to fend off Jimmie Johnson on this restart. The 48, so strong here all day long, and of course he was gonna always better on the long run over Kasey Kahne, it seems. Now here we are, 54 laps to go in Las Vegas. Who is it gonna be, Kasey Kahne or Jimmie Johnson? They are still side by side for the race lead down the backstretch. Looks like we're gonna have a fierce battle for the lead here in Las Vegas. Kahne knows if he gives up the lead at 48, he may not get a chance to get back by him, so Kahne drives it aggressively in turn 4, and Kahne holds the lead there. What a corner. Johnson still fighting on his outside. Jeff Gordon lurking right there behind both of them as well as they go into turn 1. Kahne holds the lead, but he's got pressure from the Hendrick teammates of Jeff Gordon, a 3-time Winston Cup champion. Sorry, 4-time Winston Cup champion, and the 48 of Jimmie Johnson, yet to become a champion, but was so close a year ago, and is your points leader. 3 wide for the lead into turn 3. What a move by Jimmie Johnson, going to the middle, getting aggressive, trying to beat Kahne and his teammate. 3 wide across the line. Jeff Gordon will lead that lap here at Las Vegas. So Gordon leading. Johnson now resets, falls in line behind Jeff Gordon, drives into second. Kenseth drives into third. Kahne falling back. Looks like his strategy did not work out. Now Jimmie Johnson instantly crosses over Jeff Gordon out of turn 2. And now Johnson gets a push from Kenseth into turn 3. And the 48 is back to the lead here in Las Vegas. Jimmie Johnson continuing a dominant performance today, leading now with just 51 to go. And now we move on to 2 to go. This time by, we are taking the white flag final lap presented by Credit One Bank here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for Jimmie Johnson and the 48, who has absolutely dominated this race today and what looks to be en route to his 2nd victory of the season, becoming our 6th multi-time winner. And he is just scooting away here over this long run. What a run by Jimmie Johnson. He won stage 1, 2nd in stage 2, has led the most laps, and he's going to come out of turn 4 for the final time, and he is going to roll lucky 7s in Vegas. Jimmie Johnson wins in Sin City. His 2nd win of the season, 9th of his career. His teammate Jeff Gordon will come home in 2nd, having a strong performance. And Matt Kenseth will come home in 3rd. Kasey Kahne 4th. Ryan Newman will round out your top 5, followed by Carl Edwards coming home in position number 6 as he makes his way down the front stretch. Kurt Busch will end up in 7th. Then Casey Mears, Rusty Wallace, and Mike Bliss are 8th, 9th, and 10th, all a lap down. So there you go. Jimmie Johnson wins here in Las Vegas. His 2nd career win at Las Vegas, 2nd win this season, and 9th of his career. Jimmie Johnson gets it done in Las Vegas. You'll see the updated playoff grid momentarily as you see the final race results there on the left side of your screen. Now you look at the updated playoff standings. You remain, of course, at 15 winners. Johnson already won this season, so he will shoot up to 2nd on the playoff grid now with that 2nd win. And Kasey Kahne does a tremendous job at extending his buffer over Mark Martin on the cut line from 5 to 32, a 27-point swing. Kahne now 32 points above the cut line. Mark Martin out by 32. Jamie McMurray on down. Definitely a must-win situation with 4 races left in the regular season. Up next, we have Watkins Glen, our final road course race of the season. Should be a fun one. We'll see what transpires there. And of course, as always, before we end the episode, I want to give a special shout out to my channel members. So thank you very much to Brenda Brian and Jeremy Isley. I really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me and helps this channel continue to grow and do great things. If any of you viewers want to become channel members as well, you can click the join button or the link in the description down below, and that will get you early access to all my videos, exclusive perks such as your name on the NASCAR Heat 5 Season 3 finale paint scheme, and much, much more. So until next episode, I hope you all have a good one.